that should work. Ta-da! Okay. Hey, welcome to the live stream. I'm General Buckles. This is my workshop of madness, and I am doing a couple different things tonight. I'm testing out a live stream setup, and I am sifting through some parts and gear for projects that are starting to pile up. You ever do that where you plan like multiple projects and accumulate the pieces you need for this one, but then you're waiting to find the one for that one, and before you know it, you've got like a couple projects worth of parts lying around. You're like, oh yeah, let me get started on that one. And then you get decision anxiety. So that is me. So we're going to sift through some stuff, make some decisions, and all of that. But also testing out CAMO Studio. CAMO Studio is a live streaming app for, I'm sure, other platforms, but it's iOS. And one of the key core functions that I liked it for is its multicam capabilities on an iPad. So, for instance, here we have this little webcam here. We've got that Sony ZV-1, which I can control from there, which is really cool. This wireless mic is going into that Sony, into the iPad here. And then I can do, whoa, hello. I can do fun things like, let's see here, change camera views, and we can get really close in on, you know what? That is not what that should be. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. We want the primary camera for this one to be, no, yeah, we're gonna switch. Okay, we're gonna switch that to, yes, there you go. Look, it's smart switched. That is a point in your column there, CAMO Studio. And then we go back to here. Just be this camera. Or we can get in close on this computer case that is right here. Woo, and have multicam. That to me was the real big deal for this. Because imagine if you were doing like an unboxing video. So instead you had, you know, this camera above while you were unboxing your brand new hard drive. Hey, focus. Focus. That's problematic. There we go. And you wanted to still talk to the crowd while also getting close-ups of what it is we are looking at. So, and it's all touchscreen control from the iPad. So that was the big selling point. Are we back? I feel like we're not back. I feel like we are frozen. Good, we're back. That was weird. On my end, it froze. So, they changed a bunch of things ever since I made my first video about this. So I'm curious to see what updates they've included and other changes they may have made. Two of the biggest sticking points appear to not have been addressed. One, uploading a thumbnail when you make a video on here. I have to use it uses some sort of default thumbnail from my YouTube account every time, even though I bother to make a thumbnail in advance of a live stream. That's huge. And then if it won't let you like pre-schedule a live stream on your YouTube account, like you go to Studio and schedule a live stream in advance, it won't let you use one of those from here. You have to create your live stream from here, otherwise it gets mad. So what I did is I created it here, which is a pain on an iPad, right? Bluetooth keyboard that comes with a case. Very handy. That made it easy. And then I went on a laptop later to the web browser and actually uploaded the thumbnail that is on this video. That was my workaround. It didn't like that either. I had to really argue with it to make it work. We're 7 minutes in already. This is boring. I'm sorry, guys. Also, I don't know if there's anyone watching because this gives me no information. There's the tiniest chat window here. In fact, maybe I can show you. Will this work? This might get kind of meta. All right, well, my screen's dirty and that's fun. This is the window where chat would be. Look how tiny this window is. I can't even, I'd have to zoom and I can't see if anyone's chatting. I have to zoom in every time to read it. That's maddening. Let me see if chatting even pops up there. Because what I had to do last time, which is really annoying, was literally leave a laptop here watching myself on YouTube and interacting with people who were watching along. That's weird. That's maddening. Let me see if that's going to mute that. All right, good. No one's watching. That's handy, except for myself. Hello, me. So I hit that. Does that pop up on this screen? Oh, now. Okay. Remove selected tab. Remove selected tab. Okay, so yeah, it's there. But look how ridiculously small this is. I mean, for comparison, here's a Q-tip. This is a Q-tip. It is smaller. You won't even focus on it. The camera can't find it. It is smaller than a Q-tip on my screen. So that's like, you're going to see me getting, who's there? They used to have, when I first did a video about this, they had a great interactive comment section that popped up. They got rid of that. So the two big things that I was into are not here. They've added new frames and graphics and backgrounds and things you can do. I will say this is admittedly kind of cool. There we go. So there's a camera here. It's using the camera on the iPad as well as my external webcam. So that's chiefly more so for things where like I'm showing you like a top-down type thing. Like this. Hello. And I'm still in the shot, but it cuts out the whole background. I mean, obviously not well. You can see but it's an iPad camera, so I think it's doing pretty good for all that. So, I mean, there's a couple changes and differences, but I will say it was a little, like, this honestly made the difference right here. Because you have to set up the live stream on an iPad, you need a keyboard to type if you want to fill out a description. Some people just like to go live and like type in a quick title, right? I like to put in a description, so if people stumble along, they can read it and get some context, because they're usually going to pop up in the middle of me tinkering with something, right? And not know what's going on. So the description will give you a little bit of an intro. That's the plan, at least. I'm also excited because I got this is the Anchor C No. What is the other cam? The Anker Power Conference C200. And I had a lot of issues. I was trying to show people what was on screen here on my test rig monitor, and that wasn't really visible on this other crappy webcam I had. So this should bridge that gap. It's disappointing, but it was a lot easier and less aggravating to set up the stream tonight. That was a win. So 1 out of 3 sticking points have been addressed. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll keep trying it, I guess. But, you know, I think I do have some projects coming up where live streaming the long, boring part. Yeah, the long, boring parts where I want, you know, to have people to chat to would come in handy. So feel free to drop in the chat and say hi, because I can squint and read it. Don't put too many words. Might take me too long. But part 2 of this evening's festivities. There we go. I haven't thought about what if I wanted to put a camera above. Like literally just put this camera up here. Would that be problematic? 'Cause it's got this little, oh, yeah, because that goes like that. Does that work? I mean, you're going to see this cable kind of over the top there. I mean, that's sturdy. This is classy. How do I keep that out of the way? All right. Let's put this ring light to good use. Boom. Sweet. Okay. That works. What does it look like? Nope, that's this one. Oh, wow. Awful. That's... Can I rotate it? Or is it just zoom? I mean, you gotta admit, that's a little cool. The fact that I can zoom in like that. I can't rotate it. I have to physically turn the camera. Is that better? Okay, that's a little better. There we go. That smudge is way worse on camera than it is in real life. All right, why do I need a camera above? This is actually kind of cool. All right. Ugh, I have a box of goodies to go through. I don't need this screwdriver set in. Yeah. So a number of my projects end up becoming inspired by or spawned from a friend of mine named Dirk, who sometimes will bequeath me items that I'd feel bad if I didn't use them for something, right? It gives me something really awesome. He gave me the motherboard for my test bench over here. And that, I was like, all right, well, it gave me an awesome X570 motherboard. I better do something good with it. So I've got a really awesome test bench that I did the whole Fallout theme thing with. And he asked me to come over recently and check out some other stuff that he was looking to get rid of. So we have, this is a Fantex CPU cooler, dual fan, single tower. Got both the fans. It's been used for something. Nothing fancy. No bells and whistles, per se, and missing a clamp to hold it to this side. But I think these clamps can be gotten probably on eBay or something somewhere. So I will research that. Not really sure what that would be used for just yet. two kind of classic Apple keyboards. This is one of the few, something he pointed out, they have USB inputs on both sides, which is kind of cool. But I always love a keyboard that has the number pad. I think that's just going to be nice to have in here, because right now I have this mechanical MSI that honestly I'd love to get rid of. It lights up, it's pretty, but I like low profile keys. I like this laptop style stuff. It's kind of dirty, and that's looks like USB-C on the bottom or on the back there. That could come in handy too. These aren't in the box at the moment. Two older iPads. I think these are both Lightning, and then a Amazon Fire tablet. This might be used for Home Assistant, some kind of Linux-based Home Assistant wall-mounted setup, because I'm obsessed with having my own Jarvis-y looking thing. Right. Sorry, just gonna check things again. Oh, nice. Okay. All right, moving on. Yes, hardware and some kind of pigtail or 2-in-1 adapter for the CPU cooler. Lord knows if it's the right one. That'll be something to play with. I do have other mounting brackets for CPU coolers lying around. The USB-C laptop charging cables. I'm loving that laptops are turning to this method, because I have two down here that are barrel plug ones, and oof, they are annoying. But you will come in handy. Put you out of the way. Ugh. Dell Optiplex little mini computer. I have a bunch of these like larger ones. Let's put this out of the way. So I've got a couple of these. Bigger ones that most people are familiar with. They're still slim, but this one's even smaller. Still has a disk drive, so I'm curious opening that up and seeing what's inside. I think it's DDR3. Optiplex 790. I'll have to look up the specs on that. Does have DisplayPort out. That's handy. Boatload of USB. Direct network. Be good for a Linux server. Maybe, well, not a NAS. I have plans for a NAS. But yeah. So set that aside somewhere. Put that there. And then the final, that's actually a birthday gift for somebody else. The final. Oh, I didn't realize it. Is it backwards for you too? Why is that backwards? That's not backwards on YouTube, is it? Do I have the screen mirrored on YouTube? On my screen right here, motherboard is upside down and backwards. So that's a little weird. It is. It is upside down and backwards. Hold on. Let's see if we can fix that. Camera, we want camera 2. What? How did I'm so Oh, it's just upside down. Interesting. What if I do 180? Okay, I fixed it. My bad. All right. Duly noted. All right, learn a little something each day. All right. If you are watching, please pop in the comments. Let me know you're here, because CAMO Studio is not letting me know if anyone's here. Custom panel, web address. No, I can't. Why would it not have an option to show me stats, like who is actually watching the video? Dun dun dun. We have, so far, my favorite RAM, because it's the only RAM I've actually used in a real computer that I own. Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB. Some SATA cables. I love that stuff still comes with a disc. Backplate and antennae. Okay. And what do we have here? This is the Core Boost B460M. So this is going to be LGA 1200, 10th and 11th gen Intel. And what is that? Oh, it's a tiny little screw for the SSD going right there. And there's one that goes there. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's a. Oh, I gotcha. So this one is the one that comes. So there's a little. This has never been used before. This is awesome. He just gave this to me. He had a plan for a project, and decided to switch directions in his project and gave this to me. It is old enough to have VGA and DVI on the I/O. That's interesting. All right. So now that I have you up here, what if I... Oh, I see why. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. Sorry. This is not super profesh. There we go. Is that better? There we go. Okay. The VRMs on this one are removable. They have these little spring-loaded... Yeah, Intel does this a lot. I think with their coolers too. Little push and twist pins with springs on them. And the reason I'm excited about that is I have a plan for this Intel motherboard. It involves taking these VRMs off and seeing if I can get them anodized blue. They seem to be painted. I don't know if that's painted or anodized. I don't necessarily know the difference. I mean, I know that one's chemical, no, one's electric, anodizing. Does anyone know anodizing? That's a electroplating type thing, right? It's not a chemical powder coating thing. So this would go here. I guess a screw. It's got these 3 dots. See that? 3 dots. And then, do I need another standoff? Because that's not... I mean, the SSD would go right there. There we go. Yeah, I'll use this one. So that pops in, goes down. That sits on top, goes down. I think it kind of presses on it. Can't tell if it's... What I can't tell is if it's pressing too hard down. See that? Nah, it's pretty good, pretty flush. So I had an Asus TUF motherboard, and it had a metal heat dissipator for one of the M.2s, and there was no texture to it. And I thought that was weird. If it's supposed to be a heat sink or heat dissipator, shouldn't it have texture? Like that? Boop. Oh, come on. There we go. Nope, in the middle, please. Thank you. Okay. So I have ordered a CPU for this, a GPU, a new, well, I don't think it's new, I think it's actually used, but a specific M.2 SSD for this, without really thinking about this motherboard, B460M. I should probably look that up. Love how my ring light that's like way over here is reflecting off that screen back there. That's not weird. All right. Let's see. So what if I do... Would that be legible? What do we think? You can read that screen if I turn it on? Rock and roll. Also going to have to look into this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 USB ports. That's pretty good. I feel like this keyboard is not plugged in, is it? Where's the... That's plugged in. There we go. It's booting up. I mess with this thing so often I worry that sometimes it's not going to boot. MSI. There's no other like name on this motherboard either. Like just B60M. Oh, Pro VDH Wi-Fi. Oh, so it's got the Wi-Fi card built in. It's an interesting way. I don't know if that's how all other, I'll show you that in a minute, how all other motherboards do their onboard Wi-Fi, and I've just never noticed. But that's kind of a cheeky way of doing it. All right. Mouse. Yeah, keep updating Steam because I'm going to play video games on you someday. Alrighty. Let's go. There we go. B460M Pro VDH. I think that's a D. There she is. That was pretty quick. That is not legible because I'm in the shot. What if I get out of the shot? Does it adjust? I don't feel like trying to do some kind of screen share thing. That feels problematic. Give me some specs here. Probably need to do the BIOS on it. Specifications. LGA 120 socket, Gen 3 PCIe, 4 SATA ports, 2 M.2s, 4 Gen 1 and 2 Gen... Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. USB 3.2 ports. It's got 6 of them. 4 USB 2s, 2 USB 2, so 6... 12. Sorry, I'm having trouble mathing, it seems. What year did this come out? Year release 2020. 2020. And they're still offering the DVI oh, that's interesting. Okay, is it showing both? Okay. So 2020, they were still offering both of these, which I think is interesting. Not that you would use them. I mean, most people are going to get a discrete graphics card, but still. And the last time I used this, I bought a new Mac in 2009. Would have been the last time I used that. Back when I was a dirty, dirty Mac boy. I should not have said that out loud while being recorded on the internet. Okay, looks like it froze again. Interesting. Ah, we're back. Okay. So, I have a weird, lofty plan to make an all-Intel build. And when I say all-Intel, I mean all Intel. Every possible part that I can put in the computer that's made, that Intel has made, that obviously is compatible with that particular motherboard, which there are limitations when it comes to CPU coolers. So obviously I got a CPU, I found an Intel-made M.2, an Intel-made GPU, got a really good deal on one of those, an Intel-made cooler. Funny enough, there is Intel-branded DDR3 RAM, and this is DDR4, and I'm not willing to move the whole thing to DDR3 just for that. But I'm half tempted to buy that DDR3 and remove the heat shrouds from that RAM and slide it onto this. I'm not sure how well it would fit and how janky it would look. But if I was trying to, I don't know, that feels like cheating. I don't want to dress it up as Intel. I want it to actually be Intel. Ironically, not because I'm some big fan of Intel either. I'm paying respects to it. I'm not. I'm a Team Red guy, to be honest. But you can't deny that Intel's had its moments. So that is what that computer is going to be. Incidentally, it is not at all related to this blue computer next to me here. That is a whole nother beast of a project that I've talked about in other videos. So, yes, I'm very excited about that. Let's put you out of the way over here. What are you sitting on top of? Oh, that is not safe. Let's take a look at this Optiplex. I have not poked around inside one of these yet. I'm kind of excited to. Hello, RAM. Make sure I put all that away. Okay. Nope. Okay. Again, if anyone is watching, please say something in the chat. Let me know you're here. I have no way of telling if there's anybody here. I'm a little perturbed by that. All right. Let's switch to the overhead. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There we go. Nice. All right, well, that's loose. Ooh. Let's see what's inside. Come on. What does that mean? Disabled. All right, that's kind of cool. What's it? It comes with a handle that you just. Clearly, I mean that. This is neat. Look at the heat pipes on this. Wow. It's a big old heat sink in the back here. So this is the CPU cooler, but the pipes wrap around to the front there. Oh. All right. First step. Let's pop that off. Get that out of the way. I think this is, all right, I thought it was cool at first, just because it was like, had like a lunchbox handle, but that's, feels excessive. It's really tiny to have a lunchbox handle attached to it. All right, what do we got under here that we're connected to? All right, so that's SATA, data and power, and then this one, I'm confused. Why? Oh, shit, that's, okay, sorry. There's a SATA spinning hard drive right there. I'm genuinely curious to see what's on that. You know what? I hadn't even thought about this. Let's boot it up before I go ripping it apart. What was I thinking? I'm sure I've got a power cable around here that'll work for that. All right, yeah. Oh, that might be a lie. It might be in use with the current test rig. Is that the truth? What are you? You are a power supply of a different type. Oh boy. I know where I have one, but I'm not going to go get it. So I'm going to have to use the one that's in the test rig, so we got to shut you down. Sorry. No updates. Yeah, I feel like that should have been number one priority was physically testing it out first. Okay. Nothing will go wrong here, right? So switching the overhead camera to a front-facing camera so the screen will be visible. Get in there. There we go. Not that it needs to be snapped in place, but okay. I'm gonna steal everything. We're gonna have to steal the keyboard, the power. Shoot. This is DisplayPort only out. Oh. That's problematic. Who did that? Whose dumb idea was DisplayPort only out? Huh. You know what that means? What are you? Are you HDMI to HDMI? I think you are. Yeah. And you're HDMI. Oh, I do have another power cable back here. That's good to know. Way in the back. All right. Don't tell anybody about that. That's awesome. What did I just drop? Oh, nice. An expensive M.2. Sure that didn't get damaged. Okay. So we have power. That's get that hooked up properly. And I will then run off to my layer where I know I have a DisplayPort to HDMI. The problem is it DisplayPort from the source? Because it's only one way, which tends to be the case for this. So we're going to zoom in on that, and you can just listen to the audio of me struggling to yank this cable off the monitor it's currently on. Come with me. We are navigating through the house. Hello, don't mind me. I'm not currently live on the internet or anything. It's a good thing. I remembered this because I actually don't want to use this cable on my main computer anymore. There we go. All right, it is perfect. Yes, DisplayPort out, HDMI into the monitor. How's she doing?
I think we should give her some extra gabardine tonight.
Sounds good. Alrighty. Gotta check on my little dog, the pit bull. Hey! You missed me? Okay, I got it. Interesting. So, yeah, these are oh gosh, I reversed the image. I forgot about that. Oh, it's gonna make me throw up. Rotation 0. There we go. Woo! I'm literally just holding it upside down. There we go. All right, so DisplayPort and HDMI, but this clearly says source on it and then display. You can't plug this into HDMI then go into a DisplayPort on a monitor. I do think that's a interesting distinction they made. Okay, so now I'm going to go out the monitor into where there you are. I do not want to have to take this off the wall. Do not make me take this off the wall. Here we go. Interesting. Anyone ever seen what happens to old electrical tape? It's gross. Super gross. All right. HDMI in. Display port out. Hey, she's booting up. Ooh, that was fast. Oh, she's booting up again. Keyboard. Hey, look at that. What is that logo? There we go. All right. The reflections notwithstanding, you gotta admit that that's about the best I'm gonna get out of that. I think he might have already had like Linux on this or something. Ubuntu? I've never played with any Linux before, so I'm kind of excited to the opportunity. Come on, man. Leave me hanging here. So what do you guys do today? Anyone play the lottery? Guest session Andrew. Who's Andrew? That's interesting. Let's find out. Hey, buddy, comma. Turned on that little Optiplex you gave me, and it has an account for somebody named Andrew on it. Any ideas? Question mark. I don't know what this squid-looking thing is, but let's go guest session. Ah, mouse works. Sweet. All data created during this guest session will be deleted when you log out. And settings will be reset to defaults. Please save files on some external device, for instance, a USB stick. That's so, like, pleasant. Oh, here we go. What is this? New tab, new window. I don't, if this is must be Linux. Change desktop background. There's a menu here at the top. All right. Control center, system tools, preferences, administration, control center, look and feel, internet, software updates. I'm literally looking for the same like about section that you would have. About me. Here we go. Oh, yeah, about me. I'm a guest. Yeah, that's duh. I want about the computer. System info. Indicators. Here we go. System monitor. That's interesting. Okay. We've got 3.7 gigs of memory. Quad core CPU. Okay. Help. About. System monitor. Oh yeah. It's about the system monitor. I want about the computer itself or the software. Okay, there we go. Confirmation. It is Ubuntu. 22.04. Jammy jellyfish. Okay. Officially supported multiverse restricted copyright. I don't know which multiverse it's part of. But neat. Okay, so I've got a Linux server or a Linux computer to play with. That's fun. Good to know. Fun option there. Because I do plan on doing that with a laptop I have down here. So, hey, are we frozen again? We appear to be frozen. That appears to be the way to fix it. Strike number 3 against CAMO Studio so far. Shut down. Fast and easy. All right. Good to know. So we'll go back to up here. There we go. You there. All right. All right. So far, this is my new favorite thing about this camera setup. Ooh, okay. So, which way do we want to go? We want to go... We need to flip the camera around. That's what we learned the first time was... Nope, 180. Yes, okay. 180. And... Nope, we want to be this way. There we go. Kind of zoom in that way. Nice. Oh, this is really gross, this electrical tape. Stay. Now we can take it apart, poke around inside, because we have a better understanding of what it is that we're messing with and what we might potentially break. All right, the lunchbox that is released by taking off the front plate. Come here. Why aren't you coming off this time? What did I do this time? Oh, is it because I have a mouse dongle stuck in you still? That's just stupid. All right, so we have the disk drive, CD-ROM inputs, and then we have the SATA power and data for the spinning hard drive that's crammed in there. I mean, the packaging in this thing is insane. They have these little plastic tabs that insert and slide, and I know Gamers Nexus really rips on Dell for their case engineering, and they're not wrong, but for like the basic consumer who's like not technically inclined but still needs to mess around in here for whatever reason, I'm sure it's helpful to some people. Some interesting little slot right there. Look at that. It looks like an M.2, but too big. Like it's way too big to be an M.2. Like an early version of it or something. I mean, that's an M.2 right next to it, and it's 50% wider. Same configuration with like a slot and whatnot. What does it say? What does the back of my head look like? Whoa, I'm sorry. Ground impedance. PCIe mini card. Okay, cool. PCIe mini card. All right. Getting back to things, this heat pipe situation, a massive apparatus here. I don't want to pop it off just yet because I don't want to feel like reapplying thermal paste, but I am interested in upgrading the RAM. What do we got here? Microtech or something? M with a swirl on it logo. 4 gigabytes. Woo! How much do we think some new RAM would cost us? DDR3. I mean, just checking out eBay. Oh, some guy's trying to sell me this thing. Custom EVGA build. The only thing I really want is that power button on the front, but it's like CNC'd. I am an EVGA like fanboy. Okay, so what are we looking at? DDR3. Yeah, let's do 16. $15. Samsung Micron. That's not bad. 16 bucks. Who's in front of my house? Some guy just creeping around in front of my house. Where are you going? Well, he's making a loop. Is this what you guys tuned in for our live streams? To watch me watch my surveillance cameras? He's moving real slow like and stopping there. Probably food delivery. So, $15, Samsung, free shipping. Yeah, why not? Do I want the 2-year protection plan? Probably not. Quantity 1. That better be, wait, hold on, this is DDR3L 1600. We got DDR, you don't make that distinction. I don't see anything denoting that it's even DDR3 on here. Like, I know it is, but that's still just weird. I only really need one. No, I don't, yeah, whatever. I'm paying $20 for this. Buy it now. Proceed to checkout. You don't get to see my payment information. Where I live. Yeah, I'll buy with Apple Pay. Use my face. Done. I'm not going to save that seller. I didn't even look into them. That was risky. But we'll get new RAM for this. There we go. It's a satisfying snap. I feel like DDR4 doesn't have that satisfying snap, at least any build I've ever done. Mini PCIe. I'm excited to learn about that and what that could be used for. Anything else in here that's doubly interesting? Let's see if he got back. He did not get back to me yet. Okay. I don't see a need to at the moment, but I'm kind of inclined that if I were to actually use this for anything, I would need to be upgrading the... We're frozen again? Wow. Okay. I'm not liking this. Overhead is fine. Switch back to near. There we go. Good? Okay. The spinning hard drive in here. I'd probably want to replace that with something. SATA SSD would be nice. A little bit of dirt, but honestly, I mean, for as dirty as it could be, this thing, in every Dell Optiplex I've opened up, there's been some dirt around the fans. And these are older ones, right? Still, like nothing massively, like, oh, it's caked full of dust. Like old towers like this that you would see that would just, you know, have it built up in there. Modern gaming PCs that people have that they let fill with cat hair and other stuff. All right, here we go. Let's see how much dust comes out of here. Okay, that one. Little puff of dust from the front fan right here. Or I'm sorry, that's the rear fan. That's it. No, that's a front fan. What am I talking about? So, cool. All right, well, it works. It's clean. I'm excited to get more use out of it. Shoot. Which one went where? Okay, this has to be the one for the back. Guess you guys can hear that dog, can't you? It's not my dog. It's a poor lonely dog, my neighbor's dog. I gotta find a way to passive-aggressively drop that into a conversation. Hey, I notice your dog is barking all night while you're out doing stuffs. You want to do something about that? Okay. Drives are hooked up. How they hook in is like a mystery to me. They have these little seats that they go into, but they're not clipping into place. I still think that this handle, lunchbox handle, is bizarrely overkill. Okay. This can go on. Everybody, everything okay? Get back where you belong. All right, there we go. Little Ubuntu. I'll get like an Ubuntu sticker for it. Should I leave that out here as part of my whole test bench setup, is having a little Linux server be part of it? I'm gonna live right here. Maybe get. Oh, I could do one of those. I've got one. The VR or KVM switches, where I could switch between that on the monitor, those two on the monitor. Yeah, I could do that. Cool. So I gotta figure out what this is gonna go to. Some other. It's not gonna be for that project, that's for sure. Fun story about that. That is getting a laptop put inside of it. Specifically, a motherboard out of this one. Mounting it inside. Come here. Whoop. I do like that it was purchased from Newegg, whoever purchased this thing years ago. But, yeah. So, this crap. Oh, now I can go to, look at the latches on this thing. Just, this thing's solid, like it's ready for battle. Serial cables, haven't seen these since the 90s. Antec fans. See, that's caked in dust. That's dirty. That's a daisy chain. I don't know what this was meant to be. These are all coming off of this. So those are the fans. These are daisy chaining all these fans, because there's one, and then over here, 2, 3 fans. This is some other 3-pronged power coming out of the power supply, which was, wait for it, 220 watts. Power this old baby. There's your standard ATX. Look at the standoff still in here, right there. So those, the idea is to 3D print a plate to go over them, and then on that plate have standoffs. Nope. That plate will have standoffs that will have the motherboard for the laptop mounted to it. I don't know what to do with those shelves, though. These two shelves here, they're supposed to hold these things, and these things, like, you know, lock in place. But it's going to be a kind of a Fallout theme, obviously, because, you know, I've got a little thing for Fallout. And I want to paint the whole interior the yellow that's on here. And then everything else on top of it will be blue. I can have like little Fallout characters on these little shelves. Lighting under this bar here. Oh, these fans come out. Oh, hello. Yep, that just pops right out. Look at that. And I could easily get like a real Not that these Antecs aren't real, but like some Be Quiets. The biggest the biggest concern I have about this whole putting a laptop in here thing, oh neat, a laptop motherboard in here, is that this has restricted airflow that channels the air. It gets right through these these vents here, sucks it and spits the hot air out the back. And it's all kind of contained, nice little positive pressure channel. Put in an open case like this, even with the coolers on there, kind of just passively trying to suck air in from around it, it's not going to work. It needs to have that channel. Did anybody hear gunshots? No. So yeah, having a Ring camera won't make you paranoid, will it? Obviously, I'm not going to need the power supply that's in there. It's going to use literally the brick power supply for this. The battery will be in there too. A little own UPS built in. Kind of handy. Oh, I know what these are for. It's going to be a NAS, so it needs, the shelves can be where all the drives hang out. Powered USB hub to power all those drives and connect them all to the motherboard. A screen on the front of the case. It's a touch screen. This part. This is, I think, the trickiest part. There are adapters they make, these little adapters that plug into the motherboard of a laptop in the same little ribbon cable where the laptop screen would plug in. So you can use that instead of using an HDMI out and run that to a screen that I install right here. Question is, do I do a vertical one along the whole thing, or do a sideways one here and install a fan? And they make these 5.25 inch bay slot fans that go in here. Because I need to get airflow. I need freaking just as much air flowing through this as possible. I want to avoid the instance of cutting holes in the top. So maybe I'll use, since there won't be a power supply here, I might be able to literally put ducting in or something and get air down to the CPU fans. Oh, because what I would love to do, I don't have anything available. I want to sandwich the motherboard between that back plate that's going to be mounted to these ATX standoffs. Sandwich it between that and some plexiglass so you can see through it, because it's going to be, it's a Dell or the HP motherboard. Oh, I'm almost positive it's a blue motherboard. So the blue motherboard on a yellow background, covered in plexi. And then put lights around the edges of the plexi, because when you light up, when you stick light into the side of plexiglass, the whole thing just glows. It's like a big fiber optic panel. Yeah. But some of the fans that they sell on, like, you get them on Amazon or eBay. They literally are designed to fit in these slots, push right in, and they've got 3 little micro fans in there. And it sucks air in, pushes it through here. Not a lot of force. It's literally the same as like this little fan. You can't even see that thing, can you? 3 of those. They run off of these power hookups, which I don't know what they're called. But I don't want to use this. I want to get this out. I want this real estate for something else. Don't know yet. Maybe the drives could go up here, because the fan, I'm going to need lots of fans. I mean, there's one down here too. Shoot, all right. So I can get 2 fans here, 2 here. So that's air coming through. I could get another one up here. Yeah, this is possible. Get a lot of airflow, as much airflow as possible. I don't know. And while I have weird creative ideas like doing this, I'm not aptly creative in my in the artistic sense. So actually giving this a fallout yellow paint job, like where parts of this, like I was thinking like making the, no, I don't want to make the whole archway yellow. That would be excessive. Like I almost want to make the grill yellow, and then a portion of it up here yellow. Maybe one side. I don't know. Inside is blue, outside is yellow. Like the whole door is yellow. Or maybe this whole center column is yellow. And then the inside is... Yeah, let's do that. The whole center column will be yellow. Because then I can't put a yellow gear right here. Dang it. Decisions. So outside yellow, inside blue, yellow gear right here. And then, what do we got? USB probably 1. I can replace that. I think that's Firewire? Excuse me. Thank you. I think that's Firewire. Those are definitely USB 1s. But I'm pretty sure I could swap out that whole thing and mount new ones in there. Question is, where are they? Oh, they're behind a plate with rivets on it. Well, then how would I get it off? That is... Someone got it in there. This whole front bit has to come off somehow. Oh, we're about to find out. Oh, I wasn't going to do this right now, but we're about to find out. I'm genuinely curious. All right. You stay there. Oh, it's not light. All right. Froze. Look at that. That's so weird. Every time I switch back, I have to do that. That's not cool. Okay, let me just check something real quick. Is the one person watching about yay tall? Used to boss me around a lot. Is that you? Okay. There are little tabs in here. And I'm so, like, this plastic, this old, yeah, these little tabs are what gets, I'm not going to say that out loud. These little tabs are what gets it off. Ah, okay. Use the retro screwdriver on the retro PC. All right, there we go. I need to buy another one of these, always keep a magnetic tray around for this very purpose. You do not want to be misplacing screws. It's just not ideal. Alrighty, let's find something else to put screws in. Wow. I am a bit of a mess if I don't have a place to put screws. Just stay right there. Oh, there's literally one screw. What a waste. All right. Whoever had this last did not... Wait a minute. So I took the screw out. Why is it not popping out? It's got a little rattle to it. I mean, the back feels like it is fused on. How does this come off? Cheap flathead screwdriver. I just broke a nail. Damn. You know how hard you have to jam something? All right, that is good to know. Look at that. Technically, that is a dual chamber case. There is a chamber in there. It's a 1/4 inch thick, but you know, you could run cabling behind that. All right, that's good to know. Interesting. All right, now what we need, I think, is it, oh no, don't do that. Did that just break? Oh. Please don't break. Oh, I think that one broke. This old plastic. I don't see any other tabs I can touch down here. Is there a tab there? Yeah, there's a tab there. Where's the other tab? Where would the tab be? Ah, there it is. Inside the case. Come on. Okay. Talk to me about why you're not coming off. Is it because you are somehow affixed? Okay, let's get... Like how one comes out and the other one's like, no, 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 not me. There we go. What are we getting hung up on? Probably some wiring here. You think that'd give you some slack? Nope. It is the sides of the disk drives. They aren't letting it off. Oh, this plastic feels like it is 30 years old. I would know. I'm older than 30. There we go. Ah! Come on. What are you getting caught on? Don't mess around here. There you go. Come on. Oh, it's so gross. So gross. Stay there. Don't touch your eyes. Ah. All right. Next one. You play easier than your buddy. Oh, no, don't get caught on that. No, we don't. Well, that definitely was the thing that was holding it up earlier. Ah, there we go. Ah! Okay. Yep, that tab did frickin' break. Damn it. Ugh. All right. Now the cables over here, this is gross. You want to see how gross this is? That is like straight dust or spider webs right there, just spanning that. There's where the USB and what I think is FireWire is hooked up. There you go, get in focus. There's our power button. They're covered in glue. Like they glued around all the wiring that is literally just those two lights. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Those two lights and the power button and the reset button. It's just covered in gunk of some kind. Huh. All right, well, let's see here. What is that? The key? That is the frickin' key. I was going to buy new locks. That is nuts. Somebody shoved the key inside there. It's got... See that? It's got these barrel locks. I mean, not that they're actually going to lock anything, like in the real world, but just the fact that I asked the guy, I was like, any chance you got the key lying around? He's like, no. That is nuts. Awesome. Okay. These, on the other hand, huh. Oh, that's so gross. This'll work, eh? I have other power, oh, okay. Wait a minute. But how is power going to work on the motherboard of a laptop? Does it have the same, it's not going to have the same headers that another, oh, that's going to be interesting. I haven't thought about that before. It's got the little power, no, it's got a key on the keyboard for this laptop. Interesting. All right. You two can go back inside. Go ahead. Thank you. And thank you. If you see what that is, that is a circuit board. Come on, get it. There you go. It's a little circuit board, a little resistor, and two headers. One for the USB, one for the FireWire. I'm curious if I can find one that fits right in there. Just see it sits on these little saddle clips there. Can I just pop you out? Come back here. Don't want you to get hurt. All right, if I just push down and push back. Come on, let go. It's getting stuck there. Why aren't you moving? Come on. Ugh. It's getting stuck in there. Why are you stuck right there? Yeah, it's stuck on this side. That side's loose. I'm not gonna mess with that just yet. Let's go back to our weird glue situation. Let's see. Yeah, you're glued in. These are all clips. Yeah, see, they got the same sort of clips right there. Power buttons, what's interesting. That looks perfectly molded. Yeah. I think we're going to replace the power button and all these buttons with something. Don't know what. I'm not too concerned about it. So I'm thinking I'm not going to worry about damaging it. And I'm definitely not going to be using the blower on this. That would just make a mess. Come on. That's clipped in. Oh, those are headers. Okay, little pins that they plug into. And this one, get that one out without damaging it. That would be our reset button. Or something. A button that does something. Not the power button. These are just going to be LEDs. Yep, there's yellow. Come on. Green. One of them's like that. I don't know if you remember old computers. It would do the, as the hard drive was spinning, you'd get like a hard drive activity light that would just flicker anytime it was using the hard drive. Yeah, that was the first hardware monitor we ever got. Let us know what our computer was up to. I can't see it. What does the front of this look like? Above the power button. So, all right, so that, yeah, that was definitely the reset button. And then, what? Wait a minute, there's nothing there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 things back here. This thing, where? This is not represented on the front. I think that's the speaker. It would make little noises, and we don't care about you. That's right, this channel, little useless speakers can see themselves out. That's what it is, yep. Okay. The question is, can we remove this without damaging anything? Probably not. A number of reasons, not the least of which is that this plastic is just awful. All right, it's a big fat button, pushes little button. we go. Hey, it worked without having to reset it. Love it when I hear a little thing clinking around. What is this? Oh, it is, in fact, the power button. Came out from right there. Okay. That's interesting. So you go there. You are going to get a paint job. Oh. Oh, that's decorative. Don't want to get rid of it just yet. Okay. So, this has extendable legs. Let's see if we can put them to good use. There we go. Okay. So, question is, why weren't you coming out? You pull this clip down gently, not to break the plastic. It just didn't want to come up. Oh, is that glue? Is that frickin' glue? Right there. Where are you? Right there. Little tab of glue. Not that I care about the board. Remember, the plastic is the brittle stuff. I care more about the stupid plastic case than anything else. I have the opportunity to slide a new USB plug in here later, just to make it all that much more kind of functional per its original intent. I'd like to, you know? Let's try and fish out as much of this glue as we can. Oh, there's some. All right. Come on. There you go. There we are. Let's try again. We'll grab onto it. Yes, we got it. Okay. There she is. Gross. Little gross. Alright, and I think that is officially everything. No? There we go. Camo, come on. 2 cameras, an iPad, microphone, should be enough. All right, so that is the front plate. What did I say earlier? There's going to be Did you lock yourself already? Where'd that key go? Aha! Key. I was legit going to buy a new one of these keys. Because there's one here, and then there's another one. Oh, yeah. The actual side panel, which, by the way, see-through, glass. It's plastic, but still see-through. Has one of the locks there as well. Right there on the handle. Again, these locks would not do anything to actually prevent you from opening this plastic door. But, come on. This thing is kind of neat. Sweet. Okay. Now, I am inclined to install LED lights where I just took some out of right here, because over here on the door there's clear little pegs that transmit that light, kind of like again through plastic, like a little fiber optic thingy, so they would blink on the front as well. So we were saying is it yellow on the outside, gear sticker here for whatever vault it belongs to. I got that square. Oh wait, I don't need to do that. I can do that. So there's a square here. Get your screw with the autofocus. Right there. That's probably where, well, I imagine an Asus sticker. That's what's on this sticker inside the door here. Powered by Asus was right there as well. So can I find a applicable square sticker of some kind to go on there that would fit the aesthetic? Also, if that flips up, should that get a different accent color too? Should the little door be yellow? If so, I've got to figure out how to remove it without damaging anything so I can paint it. Oh, that looks like it would be tough. That's the one I broke. It's not broken off, it's just fucked. I think rubber cement, it's got elasticity. You should ask ChatGPT. Anybody want a old Firewire plug? I'll mail it to you, free of charge. All right, that's enough tinkering for tonight. So to recap, we have played with CAMO Studio settings. Hold on, I apologize, Stefan. I didn't realize I was getting a comment. Another problem with CAMO Studio is that you can't see the comments, and just to read them, I've got to zoom in really far. The blue accent on that case, Hot Wheels Edition. I don't know. It is a bit of an iridescent blue. It's not perfect like what you would think for Fallout blue. It's definitely, well, here's my face. Wow, you're really not gonna... The one reason I got the Sony ZV-1 was because of its autofocus. But yeah, anyway, so it's got that iridescent blue to it that would make me think it was Hot Wheels. I don't know what edition this was. I got it empty, completely empty, just like it was when we started here. The only thing that was on here was this Intel Inside Pentium 4 sticker that I took off and I put over there. There's another guy here in the Bay Area who's selling one of these for $50, and it's different. It has like these black sides and then like speaker controls, like audio controls on it. I like this one better. That, oh, so dirty. Ugh. take it outside and clean it. I love how I searched around for a screw holder and there was literally one screw to take off. So the plan is to take the guts out of this laptop, mount it inside of a computer case to be a NAS server, and then stack a bunch of hard drives in there. No other reason than I think it'd be neat to try. I've seen some videos where people take old laptops and turn them into little home servers and network attached storage. That's what NAS stands for. And that's cool. That's great. But it's got guts inside. Use them. Well, why can't we take them out and play with them? I've been taking laptops apart for a little while now and just having fun with it, so I figured why not try this. It's about getting that direct airflow, that airflow to those heat sinks at the pressure they need and getting that warm air out. Or here's a dumb idea. Not this one, but some other aftermarket cooler for the CPU and GPU on that laptop motherboard that would essentially just be overkill. This could not be safely mounted, but I'm sure there's other ones that could be. Smaller ones. Oh, like the one that goes inside this little mini Optiplex we played with. Something like that. Replace the cooling option. I'm not opposed to that. I'd like to keep the stock ones, but I don't know. I'm going to find the guy who sold me this case and let him know I found the key. Shoved inside that little area. That's awesome. All right. Stephen. You're probably Stefan. Stefan? It's probably Stefan, isn't it? Thanks for stopping by. Anybody else who watched any of this? I'm going to sit down and probably make a review video of CAMO Studio, but they still haven't addressed the things I care about. So maybe I'll keep using them because this, like I said, it was a little easier this time. I'm having issues with that. I think anyone's going to blame me on using a Sony and a webcam. Is why I'm getting that lag when I do the camera switches, but that really shouldn't be happening. This is a decent iPad too. M2 chip, I think.